Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jason. I'm a channeler, and I'm here to give you guys the Daily Dose of Hope, day 76. So, a daily dose of hope is just that, a daily dose of hope. I ramble on about something and then I channel a bit and hopefully bring some hope to all of you. Today is a going to be a short one. Um, but so what I want to do today, so daily dose of hope. The energies on our planet, as you probably have already noticed, are starting to increase, and things are starting to get wackier and wackier, which is actually a very good thing. But because that is happening, sometimes it's hard to know what to hold on to. Um, so we are quite attached to the old world, the old way of doing things. And so when those things kind of fall apart or fall away, it tends to kind of shock us a bit. And it tends to be kind of hard to kind of surf the waves of what's going on. Um, I know I was talking to God this morning, and he was talking about how this is a transition period, that we're going through a transition from the old world into the new kind of frequency. And as it's a transition, we're letting go of a lot of stuff, and it can feel a bit sad at times, because you're just the old way is gone. It's pretty much already gone. It's been running on fumes for a while, but it's yeah, it's finally kind of on its last legs, and so we're being asked to kind of let go of it and just embrace what is coming. But we don't know exactly what's coming, so we're kind of asked to just have faith and just to go through these days and understand that good is on its way, but this is a transition period. We, in order for us to get to the next place, we have to lighten our load. So yeah, so it definitely feels like a transition period. It's not a fun time. I mean, I imagine some people are having fun with it, but for me, it's a bit um, jarring at times because all of the things that used to kind of, and this has been happening, I guess, ever since the crazy years, 2019, when things shut down. I think it caused the whole world to reassess itself and to reassess what makes them happy and this sorts of thing. And that was preparation for now. And so it's just, yeah, it's just, y- yeah, that we're in that time, in that phase. And so that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Another is that it's a confirmation. So I was teaching guitar lessons today, and almost every single one of my students today was talking about something spiritual. It's very interesting. I have one student that he just started talking about, I think I was trying to kind of see if he was interested in that kind of stuff. So I was kind of talking about things around that area. And then he said that he's been seeing things in his house, and and then after that, I told him, I gave him some pointers about how to see and what to do, and not to be afraid and all this kind of stuff, and to ask questions. When something comes in, just say, "Hey, who are you? What are you doing here?" And he started doing it, and he's been really, really progressing and seeing so many things, very interesting things. And he was telling me a story, and I want to share this story and then share some of the other stories that I heard today. But in his town, he lives in a bit of the countryside, and so in his house, he's been seeing a lot of things. And hey, Michael, peace, peace. Um, he even like he's been I think his front door was kinda opening and there's no one there a few times. So he's been experiencing different things. And, but what he told me was that there's a guy that lives behind him that, owns a mountain. So in Japan, there's a lot of mountains and people own them. And, so anyway, he owns this mountain. And on the mountain, there were these ancient, I think if I get the word right, I think it's called hokura, but correct me if I'm wrong. I forget the name of it. It's not a shrine. It's not a temple. It's just a small marker of something, of a holy spot. And anyway, this guy that lives behind him decided to take all of those old things from the mountain and just bring them to his garden and to decorate his garden. Um, but in Japan, like it's kind of like common knowledge. It's like you probably don't want to do that unless you know what you're doing. And but so my student was saying that maybe it's because of that. And but this relates to something else. And the reason I'm saying this is because we're all in the place that we are for a very, very specific reason. We're here as light workers to hold the light in the area that we're in. And we are here because we really understand the energy where we are. So I'm here, and you're there, and it's very, very specific. It might seem random, but you're there for a very specific reason, to handle what is coming next, to bring the light and hold the light and be the light bearer for everyone else who's going to get pretty confused when this wackiness gets even more crazy. And so you're there to kind of like tell everyone it's okay, relax, this is fine, we're going through a transition, everything's going to be okay, don't go into fear. And that's that plus to bring the light to certain areas. So for example, my student, the reason that he can see at that moment is that town. So this is just my feeling is that he needs to be the light of that town. And I think, what was I going to say? But I told him about that, and I said that, he has to ask his guides, of course, right? Don't just go clearing everything, but ask your guides. If it's time to start clearing the energy. And so anyway, so that's part of my channeling course that I'm organizing. I'm almost finished. I'm just so everything's up on the site. All the recordings are made. I'm just working on some of the live teaching sessions, how it's going to work. But just lots of techniques, just simple techniques. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's very simple. Everyone has these abilities. It's just about trusting yourself and using them and practicing. So that's one thing. And then another thing is one of my students is a counselor, and she was talking about subconscious. Um, so she was talking about how there's a new technique that they're learning in the place that she's working, and it's about asking the subconscious. So if someone comes in and they have a problem, she asks the subconscious to say, okay, so I'm going to talk to your subconscious now and ask the problem, and then the subconscious will come in and give the answer. And I thought, wow, that's it. That's pretty much like similar to channeling. You are connecting to source energy. You're connecting to your guide. Now, not necessarily your subconscious isn't necessarily your guide, but it's just one step closer to that. And that's what's being done in normal, psychologist's office these days. So that's a very cool thing to hear. I think that's really wonderful. That was really like heartwarming. It's like, wow, like psychology has come a long way, and it's really good. I think for a lot of trauma sufferers, that's something that will really help them out. And so that was one thing I heard. It's just so what this confirmation is, it means that people are starting to connect more with spirituality. It's becoming more and more of a normal thing. And it's just so cool to see it right in front of my eyes. It's like, wow, it's really happening. So that's what I wanted to share today. Um, about the channeling course, I hopefully maybe a week or 2 more weeks. I'm just going to do a little more channeling, a little more fidgeting with it to make sure it works really well. And yeah, and then I'll announce that when it happens, or when it goes live. But yeah, so oh, thanks, Michael. Super excited for the course. Thank you. Oh, that yeah, thank you. I think it'll be really fun. I think it'll be fun, and hopefully we can get a group of people together. The first course, there's going to be like you can do solo or you can do group, and the first group I think is going to be I'm going to limit it to 5 or 6, so we can really share all of our experiences together and really progress and uh, work off of each other's energy and get a lot of good stuff going. So that's that. But yeah, so I'm just going to go into a channeling now and see if they have anything to add. And I always want to say subtract, subtract or multiply. Here we go. Greetings, we are that one that you know of as Mary Magdalene. And you are all going through a very, very important process on your planet at this moment. It is a transition period, a period of transition, a period of the falling away of what was once known, a falling away. For those of you who have been on this earth for longer years, it might be a little bit more difficult because you are so enamored of the world that you are in. Even if you weren't enamored of it, there are parts of it that you still love to would love to be able to hold on to. And but what we're saying to all of you is that Anything that was not built on love is falling away. In fact, it has already fallen, and this is just the after effects. You see, the things that you see on your planet are the after effects of what has already happened. Everything that you see is in the past, and so all of these things are already gone. So, in that sense, there is nothing for you to hold on to because it's not there anymore, and it hasn't been there for, we wouldn't say quite a while, but for, about a year or two now, on your Earth years, it has been gone. But this is the gradual process helping you to transition. So this is what we might say. It is an acting out, a playing out of stories to help you to transition, to help you to transition smoothly into this new paradigm of love and of light. And that is what it is made of. It is made of light. It is pure love and pure light and pure peace. And it is your energy. It is your birthright, your creative energy, your source energy. And all of the veils are being lifted. And that is what is happening. And that is what has already happened. But the veils have already been lifted, and but within your physical eyes, they're slowly being lifted. But you will know, if you look inside of yourself, you will see that they have already lifted, that you are already there. And this is just a process of going through these steps in order to help those of you that need the help to go through this. And this is why you are all called now, you as light workers. You are called to hold the light, to give the light to the people that need this. You are here for this transition. This is one of the main missions that you've come down for. There are many missions that you are here for, but one of the main missions that you have come for in this transition period is to help with the transition, to help those that are going to be lost, that will be very, very much lost by this increase in frequency. Those who have been seeing all of this, but not seeing all of this. Those who, without eyes to see, will have eyes to see, and they will look to you. You will be the guides, and you have been the guides, and you will be the guides. And this will start to become more and more clear to all of you. And you will be holding down the light, and you will be showing. You will be the way showers into this new way of living, this new paradigm. And what a wonderful thing, what a blessing all of you are for this planet and for this amazing historical event. This is not just a once and done thing. This is something that has never happened in the whole entire universe. This is something new. This is something very, very important for the whole universe. What happens here affects the whole universe. So your job is not a light job in that sense. It is a very important job. You are here to bring in this new paradigm, to help those that are not ready, to help them to usher in this time, to bring them to the light, to help them to understand, to bring them out of the confusion, to help them understand that the old paradigm is over, and to bring them into a place of peace and love with your love and your peace, because they will see it. They will see your love and your peace within all of this chaos and confusion. And they will say, that is what I want. I want that. I want that. And they will come to you and they will ask you for it. They will say, give me that peace. And you can teach them because they will be ready to be taught. And this is what you're here for at this moment. This is one of the major missions. And this being is feeling this sadness of this transition. But we'd like him to remind him of is that this is in preparation for one of the most important jobs of his life and all of your lives as well. This transition period. We are Mary Magdalene. Hmm. All right. Uh, well, Michael, you say about the course. I'll be there. Sign me up. Cheers. Thank you. Hey, Kathy. All right. So thank you guys for joining in. And I'm going to go eat dinner now. uh, I hope you guys are hopeful, and I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in and listening. See you later, Michael and Kathy. Kathy, say, hey, Mary and Jason. Yep. All right, guys. Cheers.